It's where all the cool kids go. The friendly alcohol will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Candles, t-shirts, blended teas, and so much more. Tags on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave. Your friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Candles, t-shirts, blended teas, and so much more. Dads on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave.
Hanging around with Dick. So many movies, which one to pick? Exploitation overload, crazy comedies, kung fu fun, horror by the pound. Hanging around with Dick. So many movies, which one will you pick? Hanging around with Dick. So many movies, which one will you pick? Will you pick?
Howdy, gang. I'm going to get some housekeeping stuff out of the way, and come hell or high water, I'm going to talk about these two movies. So, I've got something coming up tomorrow, whether people watch or they don't watch. We've got some cannon fodder coming up tomorrow night. Going to be talking about a couple more canon films. And Thursday, I'm planning on doing another They're All Messed Up. And Friday, I'm not sure. I know Candace hasn't been feeling well. So I don't know if there's going to be a Friday Foolish or not. I'm going to have to check back in with her and see, how the land lays. Pretty much. So no watch alongs this weekend. I was going to do a movie Munchies, but I think I'm going to have to wait till later in the month to do the movie Munchies, because the cornbread salad that I was planning on making, that, and Candace and I have talked about this, that cornbread salad makes a lot. I mean, really a lot. So I'm still eating on the batch that I made this past weekend. Because Steve's not interested in eating it, to be honest. So I'm eating that myself. And it makes a humongous bowl of cornbread salad when you make it. I don't know where they get that. It makes 6 servings. It must be, hellacious servings to have, just 6 servings. But anyway, I'm still wanting to get the soup and jellos up that I did, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I haven't been able to get it up on the channel. Steve has a unpackaging for Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter that I've still got to put up. There's a lot of things that I want to put up, and that I want to put out there for anybody that cares to watch them. So The only other thing I wanted to bring up before I get to these two Dick Randall produced movies is that I still do have a promotion, two promotions, in fact, going on deadicesondeck.com, my horror shop. Tell them Poe sent you. Um, and those two promos are if you buy one candle, you can get one free using the promo code CandleCraze25. There's a second promo going on, Slasher Spring 25. If you put that promo code in at checkout, you can save $10 off your order of $30 or more. Now, this promotion is supposed to be over after tomorrow, but I'm thinking of extending it because my site was not accessible for a short time and I did not realize that. So I'm pretty much planning on extending those two promos for a little while longer, maybe until the end of April for you guys and gals. Um, there was something else I was going to say, and it slipped right out of my mind. Um, oh my goodness. Oh, it was about the voting on the movies for the watch alongs coming up. Those have also fell off. You know, hardly anybody's coming to them. Hardly anybody's watching them, or the movie munchies, or anything else I'm doing for that matter. Um, but like I said, I'm not gonna admit defeat, and I'm not gonna go down without a fight and all that stuff. So I just keep doing stuff, and maybe people will come back, maybe they won't. The polls are still up for a little while longer. I see that several of you have voted. Please continue to vote because there was a two-way tie on one of the days, and believe you me, y'all don't want me to be the tiebreaker. Y'all don't want me to have to flip a coin. So make sure y'all get y'all's votes in um, before voting ends in another week. So, without further ado, let's get to these Dick Randall produced movies. Both of them from 1976. They're as old as I am, folks. That's the year I was born. And the first one, I'm probably going to massacre this title, Paiu Forte Sorelle. Um, I was able to watch it in English. It is available in the foreign language version is available in a better copy. But to be able to understand what they were saying in this, to understand the dialogue, I had to pick the second one, which I think was called A Book of Dollars. I don't know if that's what this title translates to, or that was just something they called it. And Dick Randall goes under the name Claudio Reynes for this. I'm not sure really why. And, I'm surprised. This only got a 3.2 on IMDb. I thought this was a lot of fun. And I'm just wondering if I know Sam Raimi had a lot of inspiration from the Three Stooges. Him and Bruce Campbell and Scott Spiegel and Rob Tappert and Ted, Sam's brother, all those guys, Ivan, his other brother, watched a lot of Three Stooges growing up. And that's where a lot of his inspiration for some of the wacky madcap stuff in the later Evil Dead films in particular. But I saw very similar correlations between this movie produced by Dick Randall and Army of Darkness in particular. So I'm just curious to know if Sam Raimi perhaps or one of those guys watched this movie way back when. Because it to me it's like a spaghetti western crossed with Army of Darkness. I kid you not. Without the Deadites, there's no Deadites in this, but other than that, like the wacky stuff that happens with the Deadites and stuff, them running around saying, "Not you, get the hell out of here," and stuff like that, and them, him, Bruce Campbell as Ash saying, "Buckle up, bonehead," and the funny things that happen, and them catapulting them, the Deadites and stuff like that. I saw a lot of similar stuff in this film, um, where the bad guys in the film, and it was like there were people getting shot and killed, but there was really no blood. Um, there and there were funny things that happened with the bad guys. So you have this bounty hunter called Eamon, and he's the kind of handsome. I hate to say low rent, but it's kind of like a low rent Clint Eastwood type of character. In fact, he's in a wash tub, just like I remember Clint Eastwood being in one of the westerns that he was in, and I can't remember the one that it was. I don't know if it was like High Plains Drifter or what. I'd have to ask my dad. My dad's the expert when it comes to those westerns that Clint Eastwood was in way back when. So, um, but this guy does a good job, and I like the funny stuff thrown in there. I mean, it was kind of hard to take this movie seriously as a serious western because I don't think that's what they were trying to make. So you have these nuns, one who appears to have a bad tooth, and they take her to this guy. I don't know what he is supposed to be. I don't think he's a dentist, and he pulls her tooth out, and she's still in pain and stuff like that. So you've got 3 or 4 nuns in this. You have Eamon, who's the bounty hunter, who's trying to get the bad guys. In fact, the main bad guy called Catapult. And there's a song that plays in the background called Catapult that talks all about this bad guy. And this is the type of song that gets in your head, and it's kind of sing song, and you find yourself singing along after a while. So, anyway, sorry, lost my train of thought there. So, Eamon's big goal is to get Catapult and his other baddies that are with him. And they go out and attacking women and killing women's brothers and stuff, all this kind of stuff. So it's basically the story of Eamon. He comes into this town, and he wants to collect the bounty. But also, I feel like this guy's really interested in helping people. And he gets the ladies because he looks good. So, and he's a hero and all that. So, Catapult, basically, what him and his cronies like to do is they find entertainment in strapping people to a catapult and putting fireworks on them, and like when they spring them from the catapult, they're screaming and there's fireworks going off. They also commit robberies. They're bank robbers too, so they're just complete rebel rousers. So basically, Eamon comes in to clean up the town. So not only that, but you find out near the end of the film that the nuns are not really nuns; they're desperados, who have already robbed a bank. And the thing is, I think Eamon knew this all along, but he must be sweet on the main woman, who's actually quite attractive. And he gets the lady in the end, and everything ends well. And I don't know. I liked it. I don't know how it could have gotten a 3.2. I don't know why. Unless people were expecting it to be a serious spaghetti western, a la The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or something like that, and were kind of upset when they found out it was more comedic. Oh, there's one scene that had me laughing out loud. Where Eamon puts something in the bad guys' drinks and they're all going around passing gas. Uh, I know, juvenile humor, but I found it funny. So, I mean, I really liked it. I got enjoyment out of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 dead 8s out of 5. I could definitely see myself going back and watching this one. And the copy I watched wasn't that bad. Like I said, you can watch it on YouTube. But if you want to watch the English, like the dubbed version, make sure you pick the one that says Book of Dollars, I think is the particular title. But you can look it up under the Payu Forte Sorelle or Sorelle or however you pronounce that. So the next one is The Erotic Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. And I did not watch this specifically on one of those hardcore adult sites, but it, it had like nudie pictures of women in the margins and stuff. But I just I expanded it and made it where I didn't have to see that. I just saw the movie. And unfortunately, I did not, I'll be totally honest with you guys and gals, I did not get to watch the entire film because it cut off near the end and said there was no video available. I was like, well, crap. Um, but I got the gist of it. So you have Lawrence Casey, who was also in uh, Emmanuel's Daughter, um, as the main guy. So he plays Robinson Crusoe, who gets shipwrecked on this island. This island is inhabited by a tribe of Amazon women who like to go around topless and mostly bottomless. And Robinson Crusoe has a monkey friend that he hangs out with who brings him bananas and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, this movie is not to be taken seriously. It's a sex farce, basically. Not any hardcore stuff, thankfully, because I didn't want to see that, but there is quite a bit of TNA. So the Amazons women take Robinson Crusoe captive, and they're going to cook him. They basically have him in this big pot, and then he charms his way out of the pot by kissing one of the blonde Amazon women. And he ends up having sex with every one of the Amazon women in this tribe. And they're just, I guess they don't see men often. Or maybe they kill the men and eat them and never got to know any of them or whatever. But they have so much sex with him that he just gets exhausted. But there are scenes that appear to be every red-blooded male's dream, because he's laying there being fed fruit and other delicacies by topless women surrounding him. I'm like, well, yeah, what guy wouldn't like this? But so not a lot of plot to get in the way, as Joe Bob would say. But I mean, I guess it's okay for a watch. It's like a really, really low rent sex comedy with one guy and a bunch of women. Um, and I can't, there's not really a whole lot more that I can say about it. Two, there was not an English dub, there were no subtitles or anything like that. So I think the language was in German. But I mean, you could watch it and get the gist, but I just wanted to warn people about that. Now, you can do a Google search, and do a Google video search and put The Erotic Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. And several will come up, but be very, very careful which ones you pick, because if you pick some of these, especially the ones that say Turkish or something after it, it will have some hardcore sex stuff in the margins video wise. And so if you don't want to see that, just be very, very wary of stuff like that. So um so I know I'm not going to be on here very long, but frankly, guys and gals, I don't relish the thought of sitting here talking to myself. So I'm not going to drag this out, but I am going to give this, I'm going to give it 3 deadites out of 5, because it wasn't absolutely horrible. But on the other hand, it's not something that I anticipate myself just jumping back to go back and watch again. Maybe if there was an English dub or something, but yeah, it was entertaining in spots, but not anything that I'm really just, wow, I got to go back and watch that again. Okay, so that is all for me. Anybody that watches this later, I appreciate it. I really, really do. And as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I really want to sincerely remind everybody before I get off here for the night to be kind to one another and blaze that trail.